My name is Paula Hines Lonergan, and I wanted to take a minute in this video to talk about childhood sexual abuse and parenting. I'm 51. I don't have children, so I'm not going to come from a place where I can tell others on how to parent, and I'm not even going to pretend to even go that direction. But it's interesting because I have a history of childhood sexual abuse for 13 years of my childhood, give or take. At a very young age, made a decision to not bring children into this world. And it wasn't so much that, oh, I myself might harm children. It was never anything like that. I mean, in fact, I think children are pretty fascinating. I even wrote a book about children, Babies Dribble and Drool, and other observations of a non-parent about kids and parenting. So I think kids are great. But I've always had this deep sense that a parent cannot fully protect a child. And not that parents don't, but because of my experience, and my parents were the greatest. It's unfortunate that my perpetrator that took advantage of me was a family member who we saw regularly, and he groomed me at a very young age, and you know that was the situation there. But I mean, I just always felt acutely that children cannot be sufficiently protected, so I'm not going to bring a child into this world. That's my issue. But it's interesting, in the book The Courage to Heal by Ellen Bass and Laura Davis, it talks about, there's a whole chapter entitled Children and Parenting. And I found it kind of really interesting as I was glancing through it. Every individual is different. A woman may have experienced sexual abuse and find that in her parenting it's a non-issue, or it's less of an issue than she thought it would be. Or on the other extreme, a person that maybe has been sexually abused and not emotionally or sufficiently healed from that abuse may find that they're unable to properly parent or even protect their children. That's why self-healing is so important. But one of the things that I learned most recently in talking to other people that are mothers, other women who are mothers, they admitted that a lot of times they find themselves hovering or overprotecting their children because of what they experience, because of the abuse that they experience. It's kind of called umbrella parenting, where a person, a parent, a mother may not let their child go to any sleepovers or go to anybody's house or be out of their sight at any time because they remember what happened to them. They don't want the same thing happen to their children, but it's a degree of overprotection there. So there's many things that affect parenting if a person was abused as a child. The key is, I learned the three things that children need are love, discipline, and consistency. And I thought those three words are so wise. Children need to be children, so they can't be locked up in a room just to be protected 24 hours a day. But at the same time, a parent needs to know who their children are with and get to know the parents of your children's friends, and be available and be open, and realize that at the point that a child is able to kind of speak up for themselves or speak, they are able to tell you if something is amiss, if somebody's mistreating them, if somebody is abusing them. And that's all part of the protection, but also the balance. My name is Paula Hines Lonergan, and time's up for me to be silent. Please send me an email at timesupforsilence@gmail.com. Are you a parent? Do you find it a challenge to parent your child if abuse is part of your history? Did you do like me and decide not to have children at all because of the history? Let's talk about it.